Entertainment Talk here, and I'm back to talk about Doctor Who, The Wild Blue Yonder, the new episode released today, and my thoughts on it. Wow. It did not take this episode long before they went woke. A minute. It took them a fucking minute. That has to be the quickest woke scene I think I've ever seen from a television show. And I've seen Discovery, for God's sake. But for the episode as a whole, it's not terrible. Like, I did feel like I was, at certain points, watching early 2000s Doctor Who again. Because I thought the concept was actually interesting. Listen, there's a ton of woke shit in this episode. And the fact that they bring up the timeless children. I am shocked. Like, I know that idiot fucking Russell T Davies, he's already said he's not going to change the law. He's not going to say that didn't happen. But for God's sake, to bring it up, you are a fucking idiot. I am so disappointed in him. I really am. What he used to be was fucking fantastic. What he is now is a fucking joke. And I've seen the shit on Twitter from him. Waste of fucking space. And I was one of the people that thought him coming back would save the franchise. But Jesus, was I wrong. But listen, the concept, the main story, I thought was actually interesting. But there are more problems than that. There is the CGI, which for Doctor Who, the CGI hasn't been fantastic. And it really hasn't. But in this episode, I mean, come on, man. You can do better than this, Doctor Who. I mean, you've got fucking Disney money now, haven't you? How is it that bad though? I don't know why the CGI was that bad. And I get it. Somebody's going to say Doctor Who CGI has never been fantastic, but it's never been that bad. Okay, it's never been that bad. And some of the lines in this episode. I mean, come on. Russell T Davies is many things, but a fucking bad writer is not one of them. A moron, yes, and his fucking bullshit Twitter stuff. But he's not a bad writer. So why is he writing such stupid lines in some of these scenes? That is a shock. So, I mean, I can't really believe I thought he was going to be better. That still hurts, man. Russell T Davies used to make the best Doctor Who episodes. He used to make the greatest stories. And now it's just nothing. But again, there was a glint of hope in this episode. There really was. Like, the main story is good. I thought it was an interesting concept. And I thought going to that part of the universe where a lot of scientists kind of doubt that even exists, I think it's an interesting place to go. I thought, my God, have we gone back to real Doctor Who again? To go do some real stuff. We were so fucking close. But god damn it, they had to bring up the timeless children. And they had to have a stupid woke scene at the start. And some people were saying on Twitter, on YouTube, well, the first episode, he's probably going to get all his woke shit out then. But the next episode, he'll be more focused. No, he wasn't. Okay? No, he wasn't. I might just go to spoilers now because there's not really much else I can say. I will say one thing though. Seeing a returning character who has unfortunately passed away come back in the final scene was great. I am so fucking angry that he had to return in this Doctor Who and he couldn't have just come back when Doctor Who is saved. But it was good seeing him. And I did like the tribute at the end of the credits to him. I thought, you know, he's a hell of a character. I'm happy that we get to see him for his last role. I thought that was a good scene. So what would I give this episode out of 10? Well, again, the main story was interesting, but there was the woke stuff, which just takes so much away from the episode. The only way I could be fair, the only score I can give it, to be fair, is a 4 out of 10. Sorry, that's the best I can do. The story was interesting. Where the story took place was interesting. That's all I can do. 4 out of 10. Yeah. So let's go to spoilers now. If you don't want to hear spoilers, leave in 3, 2, 1. So we start the episode. And, oh my god. We start the episode in England in 1666. Now, if you don't know, this is a very important year for humanity because of a certain person's discovery. So we start in an old house in England where a guy walks out of his house. Now, I realised what was happening probably about 2 fucking seconds into it. 1966 England. A guy's walking out of his house and the character hasn't turned round. Oh, it's a race change. I gotcha. 2 fucking seconds I fucking realised what it was. So a man is walking out of his house, walking to a tree where there's apples. It's Sir Isaac Newton. Are you kidding me? Yes! So Isaac Newton has had a fucking tan, apparently. Like, why does the BBC do this shit? Like, and there's going to be arseholes that say it. They're going to say it's like, oh, it's a science fiction show. You can't just take it if a character turns bloody black. No. No. Doctor Who's never been that science fiction. I don't remember seeing any of the queens, the kings. I didn't see Churchill in a race change. I didn't see all these historical figures who have been throughout Doctor Who have a race change, and now we're starting to see race changes of actual fucking people who have actually fucking existed. And I would like to ask the same question to the woke motherfuckers. Why don't we change some people in who are not white historical figures? You know, like Nelson Mandela, Gandhi. Maybe they should be turned into white people. Would that be fair? Would you like that? Or would you kick up a bloody shit fit because of that? Like, fucking seriously. Like, what the fuck is going on in this what is going on now? It seems like every historical figure, they're trying to race change into a black person. Like, what the hell is going on? You do realise black people do have historical figures you could literally go and fucking talk to. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's Doctor Who. Just have him land and bump into fucking Malcolm X. Make him bump into Nelson fucking Mandela. Make him bump into an actual fucking black historical figure. How is that difficult? You were literally having the fucking idiots rolling around fucking time. They could bump into anybody, but it had to be a historically white bloke that you race changed for no goddamn reason. And some arsehole is going to get pissed off and call me a racist for saying, oh, why have you got such a big problem with this? Because it's so fucking stupid. Which it fucking is. Call me a racist, call me what the fuck you like. It's just fucking lazy. And if you're a person who thinks that's good representation of just taking a white historical figure and turning him black is a good representation, instead of getting a genuine black historical figure, you are a fucking retard. Seriously. Anyway, Sir Isaac Newton goes under the tree, the fucking apple hits him on the head, and the TARDIS crashes into the fucking tree, where you see the Doctor and Donna talking and saying, oh, we're out of control. Donna spilt some fucking coffee on the computer and the ship's gone fucking nuts. And then you see fucking the Doctor look at the guy and say, oh, you're Isaac Newton. Just fuck off. Just fuck right off. So they go back in the TARDIS. We get the whole fucking, song crawl thing, and then the TARDIS crashes in some warehouse place. The Doctor and Donna jump out because then a massive flame ball goes past them, and then the TARDIS closes the door, and the Doctor has to start fixing the TARDIS. He puts his screwdriver in the TARDIS to help it, fix faster, and then, they go out and have a look around at where the fuck they are. So they go out the fucking door, have a look around, the place is bare, they bump into a robot, or at least they see something in the distance. Doctor taps on the ground and somehow a fucking buggy comes out of the fucking ground. They jump into it, race down to this mysterious figure that they see. Turns out to be a slow walking robot, and then they both start hearing the fucking TARDIS is, running off. So they rush back to kind of stop it, but by the time they get there, the TARDIS has disappeared, and then Donna goes a bit crazy and says, "Oh my god, we're stuck," and the Doctor has to kind of remind Donna, "Listen, we'll be okay, I'll figure out a way to get you home, everything's fine. No need to worry." And then he explains why the TARDIS run off, and the TARDIS has a emergency program installed into it, so if it senses danger, the TARDIS will run off. Doctor says because the TARDIS is refixing itself, that, he kind of turned off that program in the TARDIS, but apparently forgot to do it but because the TARDIS is fixing itself, it reactivated it and it ran off. But my problem with this scene is the TARDIS has been blown up how many fucking times? And the Doctor says he did that fucking years ago. But the TARDIS has blown up many times before that. Did you turn it off every time, Doctor? Didn't say that in the episode. So I'm just going to call bullshit on that fucking sentence. Anyway, so they're now stuck on this ship. Don't know what time it is. We don't know what era it is. They don't know where the fuck they are. So they go for a wander, and they get to the bridge. Walk on the bridge. Nobody's there. Turns out the Doctor, he knows a shitload of languages, billions of them, but the language of this ship is unknown to him. So Donna kind of makes a joke about it, and we have a laugh, and the Doctor then goes to the captain's chair because he realises, I have billions of fucking, languages in my head. All I got to do is find the numbers of the ship, and I can use that to kind of determine how all the other letters and how the alphabet works. So he goes to the computer, does a little look around, and figures out the language, and starts trying to figure out where they are. Finds out the ship's basically empty, and then finds out that the ship is at the edge of the known universe. Now, I liked this scene because we'd never been here before, and scientists have always kind of said that there must be an end to the universe, but there are other scientists that say, is there an end? So it's this kind of really scientific kind of thing. I am no way smart enough to talk about it, but again, it's an interesting concept. Again, something we used to always get from RTD. Interesting locations, interesting places. Like the end of the universe, or like when the Doctor, Martha and Jack went to the end of time. Again, you get that used to get that great stuff from RTD all the time. It's fucking amazing era. Wish we had that Doctor Who back. Anyway, so Doctor pretty much explains to Donna, we're at the edge of the known universe, and what's in front of the ship is basically nothing. Not just nothing, like there's nothing. It's like absolutely nothing. No air, no stars, no nothing. Donna brings up the fact, about stars and how their light travels for billions and billions of miles, and the Doctor says, the light hasn't reached us yet. So this is the edge of the universe, and there is literally nothing in front of us. And it will take 100 trillion years for the Doctor to pilot the ship back to Earth. And again, I found this very interesting. So the Doctor and Donna have to head off and kind of try to see if they can fix the ship. Try to get it working so the Doctor can try to find a nearby planet or something. Anyway, they need to go try to see what's going on. Is there food? Is there supplies? Basically just fix up the ship so, you know, the Doctor can make up a better plan than just fly the ship in a direction and hope to find something. So they go down to engineering. Doctor's going to fix a couple of panels. He sends Donna off to go fix some other areas. And, oh Christ. Ugh. So they split up. Then Donna comes out of nowhere whilst the Doctor is fixing his part. And they start having a chat. Oh no, is this actually the bit? Oh no, this is not the bit actually. Sorry. That's a bit later. That terrible fucking scene. Anyway, so Donna comes in for a little chat. They start talking with each other. And then we see, wait a minute, if Donna's with the Doctor, why are we getting scenes of Donna on her own? Talking to the Doctor in a different area. These two are not the real people, because Donna is talking to the Doctor and the Doctor is talking to Donna in two separate rooms. So who are these mysterious people? They start asking about their personal lives and shit, and then they start saying, my arms are too long. They then kind of the Doctor kind of realises, oh, you're not really Donna. Start shouting for Donna. Donna kind of hears the Doctor shouting and looks at the Doctor in front of her, who starts saying, my arms are too long. And then both run out and bump into each other, where they are then cornered by these two mysterious beings, who keep talking about how they've never been masked before, how they don't really understand the real bodies or shit. You start seeing them kind of take the piss, like their jaws are too big, and Donna says her legs, well at least this fake Donna is saying how many knees people have, and it turns out these are bad guys who are fucking want to, well, it looks like kill them. So Donna and the Doctor leg it to the buggy they were on, drive it and get chased by the mysterious creatures who start getting bigger whilst they're chasing them. And then they the Doctor looking monster grabs the cart they're in, and then the fake Donna and the fake Doctor bump into each other and then lock in to each other. So they're stuck. Doctor stops the buggy. The Doctor has to get out and kind of look what's going on. He tries to question them, I think. Well, no, the Doctor doesn't really question. He kind of he just talks about like the creatures have no concept of size, matter. They're kind of like, so what are they basically? But then also the Doctor brings up the fact that the fake Donna knew too much about him. And it looked like Donna is somehow copying the real Donna's mind. So the Doctor's kind of realising these are not just creatures, there's something even weirder about them. Something that might be even more dangerous. So the creatures start to push themselves through. They then get unstuck. The Doctor and Donna have to leg it into some air duct thing. But when Donna and the Doctor are climbing up, they get separated because the panel moves and splits Donna and the Doctor up. And then the Doctor pretty much goes into this like, I'll find you. Kind of normal stuff for the David Tennant Doctor to kind of do. And whilst they're walking through the areas, we get the scene between the Doctor and Donna again, where the Doctor's not sure if this is the real Donna or if this is the fake Donna. So they start asking each other questions. And then we get this whole scene like the Doctor trying to argue with her and argue with himself, like, I'm talking to you as if I'm the real person, but how do I know that? If I ask you questions, it's kind of pointless because you've copied Donna's mind. How do I tell if you're the real Donna or not? And then the fake Donna, because there's the fake one, brings up the Doctor's birthplace. Oh yes, this is the bad scene. This is the worst scene. This is a fucking slap in every Doctor Who fan's face. The real fans, not the ones who are accepting the time as children bullshit. She talks about the Doctor's home planet, because the Doctor asked about where Donna's born to try to figure out if this is the real Donna. And then when Donna brings up Gallifrey, Donna then reminds the Doctor, and I say reminds the Doctor, you weren't born there, were you, Doctor? You weren't born on Gallifrey, no. You don't know where you were born, do you? Are you fucking kidding me? Now I get it. I get it. Russell T Davies said he wouldn't change the time as children. Bullshit. And oh, I'm sorry, this scene pisses me off. And if you've watched my review on the time as children, you know how much I fucking hate that episode. I hate it with a goddamn passion. I hope. Oh, I can't say that on here, can I? I'm just not going to say anything. I hate that episode. If you want to hear my thoughts on that episode, go watch that fucking review. It's worth it. Anyway, so Donna reminds the Doctor that he wasn't born on Gallifrey. He doesn't know where he was born, and the Doctor kind of has this kind of like depressing moment because, oh yeah, he doesn't know where he's born. He's not really Gallifreyan. He's not really a Time Lord. That is just, that sentence alone, the fact that that is fucking true, the fact you are trying to make that canon, fuck you, Russell T Davies. Fuck you. Oh, anyway, I got to stop getting pissed off about this. So, the Doctor starts having a moment about the fact he doesn't know where he's come from, and then the fake Donna reveals itself as a fake Donna because it starts cracking up because it couldn't keep pretending to be Donna because it was just too funny to see the Doctor depressed, and then turns into a big pile of goo shit. Don't know why. Oh, at the same time, Donna was also talking to the fake Doctor, and then she kind of realises it's the fake Doctor because of the tie. Because the tie is now missing. Because earlier on, the fake Doctor took off the tie, threw it in front of him to prove that he was not the fake Doctor, but forgot that because something is not on the body anymore, it doesn't just disappear, matter and shit. So the fake Doctor kind of realises the game's up and then turns into a fucking weird creature. Well, pretty much just turns the body into a little kind of spidery thing and then chases after Donna. Donna and the Doctor bump into each other, race to the bridge, close the door behind them, and then we get this kind of interesting scene where the Doctor figures out that the creatures need real people to copy, and the way they copy them quickly is if they panic them, because when you're panicked, when you're scared, your mind is fast, your mind is focused, and if your mind is focused and fast, they can copy you faster. And the Doctor realises this because he also realises this because they can't just break down the door. The fake versions are becoming so real, they can't just turn themselves into weird creatures to bash open the door. But unfortunately, at this same moment, the top of the bridge opens up, or at least the shades of the top of the ship open up, because throughout the episode you were hearing this weird sound, like a tap on the ship, or what I was thinking was like a alarm. Turns out it's not an alarm, it's a piece of equipment hitting the ship from the captain of the ship, who opened the airlock 3 years ago and jumped out. And the captain is now dead. Oh, but I also should remind you that is a female captain. I don't know why the fucking sex of the captain matters, but they had to keep telling us that it is a she captain, because God forbid it was a man. So, yeah, the captain, she sacrificed herself, but why would she sacrifice herself? And then the Doctor kind of realises, oh shit, I can't figure this out, because the plan is to kind of stop the creatures from copying them, is to empty their minds. We get the old joke about Donna being too stupid and, you know, the mind will just empty like that. But for the Doctor, it's kind of a bit more difficult for him just to close off his mind. And now he starts to realise what the captain did, which was she sacrificed herself to stop these creatures. And now that the creature has copied enough of the Doctor, the creature is also figuring out the captain's plan. Now, I will admit, this scene was actually interesting to me. It did remind me a little bit of a certain other episode from David Tennant's time. If you remember the creature that started copying the Doctor, I've completely forgot what episode's called, but if you know what I'm talking about, when the Doctor nearly gets thrown out of a carriage because of a fake creature taking over his voice, but then the Doctor finds it back. Anyway, you know what episode I'm talking about if you're a Doctor Who fan. So it did remind me it did remind me of that episode. Anyway, so the creature Doctor, the fake Doctor, also figures out the plan, and basically the plan is the captain knew she had to sacrifice herself because the creatures were copying her. And the creatures copied her, they'd figure out the plan she laid out. And now the Doctor's figured it out. So basically the ship is going slow because, as you've noticed throughout, slow robots, slow equipment. The captain slowed down a bomb. So the ship has a self-destruct, and the captain activated a self-destruct, but she knew she couldn't do it as quick as she would like, because the creatures will figure that out, and they'd also figure out how to destroy it. So she made it slow so the creatures would never figure it out, and by the time they did, the ship would have already exploded. So, now that they all know the fucking plan, the Doctor tries to keep them in that room so they don't stop the robot from activating the self-destruct. Unfortunately, the creature is now like the Doctor, so it can open the door quickly. But the Doctor does as much as he can to stop him, but he also has to admit to Donna, yeah, he can't save her. Because if he saves her, then he's going to risk these creatures getting loose and going throughout the galaxy, causing mayhem and killing a bunch of people. Because what I've also forgot to mention was the creatures feed off anger and hate, because that's what apparently anger and hate are so powerful. It travels through the galaxy and can even reach the edge of the galaxy faster than love. And oh my god, I thought this was a kind of stupid fucking scene. Because don't the left keep pining on about the fact that love is stronger than fucking hate? Anyway, so yeah. So these are creatures that are evil and they want to go through the universe being evil and crap. But there's also a massive flaw in this episode. The TARDIS crash lands here. And apparently, the Doctor says, the TARDIS brought them here to make sure this ship exploded. But isn't the fact of you being there kind of fucking up her plan, the captain's plan, the reason she sacrificed herself? Like, the creatures didn't have mass. They couldn't copy anybody. So the TARDIS bringing you here, I know it crashed, but apparently the TARDIS wanted them to be here. Wouldn't that fucking fuck up the plan? So aren't you kind of a massive fucking, wrench in the system? I mean, come on. So I kind of think that's kind of weak writing from Russell T Davies there. Kind of pointing out that they are the big problem of this whole thing. Don't get me wrong, I did like the fact the episode was kind of very minimalist. Like, it was only, David Tennant and Catherine Tate in this episode. So I kind of enjoyed that. Again, just having a shitload of cast people. You don't need that all the time. If you're a good enough writer, you can have two people in a room talking about fucking water. Just make it entertaining and make the fucking, communication and the language fucking interesting. Anyway, So, we get this very bad CGI chase scene where the Doctor chases after himself, Donna chases after herself, and they get into a fight with each other. The fake Doctor then turns into, I don't fucking know, a dog thing, because its hands get bigger and it starts like running like a dog. And then at that same moment, the TARDIS appears, and Doctor jumps on the TARDIS. Skates the TARDIS to Donna and the other fake Donna, asks a question to both Donnas, picks one of the Donnas because he thinks she got the question right, throws her on the TARDIS and then gets the fuck out of there before the ship explodes. But the other Donna, the real Donna, because the Doctor took in the fake Donna, starts panicking because she's on the ship that's about to explode, and then the fake Doctor gets vaporized because the robot activates the self-destruct. Ship blows up. Fake Doctor gets evaporated, and whilst the ship's blowing up, with all the compartments blowing up, the Doctor then realizes, oh shit, I picked the wrong Donna, kicks out the fake one, grabs the real one, and then we have this, I will say it, great scene of the ship blowing up with the TARDIS running through all the flames and getting out, unscathed. The Doctor then reveals, whilst putting his coat back on, the reason he figured out that was the fake Donna was because her arms were 10 centimetres longer than they should have been, and that's how he realised it was fake Donna. Yeah, okay. And, Doctor then takes Donna home, where we see Wilfred, the return of Bernard Grimsby. And again, I can't... Seeing him again, seeing him and David Tennant and Catherine take together on a Doctor Who episode, I mean, I loved it, okay? I did. And Wilfred, he's a great fucking character, and I think the fact that he saw that David Tennant was back, saw the face back, yes, because again, if we all remember, the Doctor did sacrifice himself, like David Tennant's Doctor sacrificed himself for Bernard. Wilfred, sorry. Sorry. So he does, feel very guilty about that. But seeing that he's back, he was very happy to see him again, and the Doctor was happy to see him. And Wilfred was saying how, he always believed they were going to come back. The Doctor's going to come back and save us. And then you start seeing that there's something weird happening on Earth. People start attacking each other, and someone starts a fire. Someone with a pan starts hitting somebody. So Wilfred kind of tells them the planet's kind of fucking screwed. Everybody's killing each other. You need to save us, Doctor. And then the last scene is a jet flying into the ground where the Doctor and Donna push Wilfred into the TARDIS. And that's how the episode ends. And then, if you wait to the end of the episode where you see a nice little tribute to Bernard, you see the trailer for the next episode, which is David Tennant's last episode as the Time Lord, and you see the reveal of Ncuti Gatwa coming out as the Doctor. Next week's episode is going to be interesting. I can say that. And that's the end of the episode. Again, I like the concept. I thought the bad guys in this episode were kind of interesting. Again, matter, or at least nothingness that somehow turns into the evil beings. I think that's interesting. I think, finding out there's an edge of the universe in the Doctor Who... I'm not even going to say U-verse, fuck off. In the Doctor Who universe... Oh my god. I'm sorry, I did just remember the one scene where we get the whole... Do you remember that the Doctor destroyed a universe, or the universe as a whole? I know that's the Jodie Whittaker era, but I have completely, I have thrown all that shit out of my head. Did she destroy the universe? I have completely forgot. I think she may have, but again, I couldn't give a shit. That's the fucking... Jodie Whittaker's shit never happened. I don't give a shit when anybody says, because it was all fucking shit. But there was a fucking scene where the Doctor kind of feels depressed because he destroyed most of the universe. But again, I don't really remember that because again, I don't think I was concentrating, or I just couldn't give a shit. I couldn't give a shit. Anyway, so the episode as a whole is a 4 out of 10. There's a spark of a good story there. If you take out all the woke dog shit, if you take out the stupid beginning scene, if you take out the fucking reminding us of the fucking time as children, I would have given this episode probably a 5. I would have. But unfortunately, it is a 4. Because the woke shit was there and the time as children bullshit is there. Do I have hope for the future of Doctor Who? God, no. Because last week's episode, which I should actually point out, the BBC also brought up the fact that only 5 million people watched Doctor Who, and they were trying to put that as a massive win. 5 million? Are you fucking stupid, BBC? Because you used to get 10 to 18 million an episode. 5 million? I know under Jodie Whittaker you could barely get 3 million people to watch this shit, but really? You want to celebrate only 5 million for the return of David Tennant as the Doctor? That's a win to you, BBC. You're a fucking idiot if you think that's a win. But we'll find out if the damage is serious for Doctor Who. I mean, it is, but we'll find out the numbers from this episode. Because this episode is where you're going to see how much the damage is. Because if it's only 5 million or only 6 million, if we don't get near to 10 million, oh, this whole thing is dead. Because Ncuti Gatwa ain't bringing anybody to this shit. I don't even know who this guy is. Like, what the hell has he done? But we'll find out next week. Let's hope it's a good one for David Tennant's final Doctor Who episode. And that's the end of my review. If you'd like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, dislike. And if you have a comment, leave it below and I'll try to get back to it. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. Entertainment Soldier. Bye.